You're with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
Let's walk the talk. Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856.
92.7 and 106 FM.
7 minutes after 9 o'clock. Dumelang, welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Clement Manyathela Show. It's wonderful to have you with us here on 702. I trust you're good this morning. The 702 open line starts right now on 011-883-0702. You can send your WhatsApps on 072-702-1702. How are you feeling about government's intervention regarding the fuel price? Yesterday, Treasury announced that it will temporarily slash the general fuel levy, so it will be reduced by 3 rands a litre between today and the 5th of May. So this reduces the fuel levy for petrol from 4 rand 10 cents per litre to 1 rand 10 cents per litre. It reduces the fuel levy for diesel from 3 rand 93 cents per litre to about 93 cents per litre. This is only for a month. But then again, the cost of paraffin is expected to double, which is really a blow for millions of South Africans who need it for cooking, for heating, for lighting, you name it. That's now going to cost 24 rand 21 cents a litre in Gauteng. I mean, it even overtakes the price of 95 grade unleaded petrol. So while we fully appreciate this relief government has announced for motorists and public transport users, which helps in avoiding hikes in the price of food or other commodities, in avoiding those steep hikes, because I think the hikes are possibly still going to be there. While that helps, please spare a thought for millions of South Africans who will still need to fork out about 11 rands more for a litre of illuminating paraffin. You're welcome to share your thoughts with us as well. By the way, on early breakfast this morning, they spoke to, I think it's the DDG at the Energy Department, and I just want you to hear how they explained and justified why this price of paraffin, really, they can't necessarily intervene because they're dealing now with a fuel levy, and paraffin is not attached to a levy. Listen to the DDG at the Department of Mineral Energy and Mineral Resources, Mr. Tsiliso Makubela, and how he explained it.
Deputy Director, concern there from Eunice about the 11 rand 67 cents in terms of paraffin, and it's especially, the poorest of the poor being hit by this, and especially them going in a month or two, we'll be sitting in the middle of winter, and they use this for heating, so it's going to be quite costly for them.
Yes, no, this one is a bit of a challenge. In fact, it's a major challenge. So let me just explain why paraffin has gone up this much. Paraffin and jet fuel, chemically they are the same. The only difference is that one has got less moisture than the other because of, at high altitude you don't want any freezing. So when the war started, the first casualty in terms of refined product was jet fuel. One, there was a shortage of it because most of it comes from the Middle East globally. So that's why all the airlines have increased their prices most airlines have increased their prices because the jet fuel price went up close to 100% in 1 month. Now, equally then, paraffin has suffered the same fate. Now, what government had done before was to remove all the taxes in paraffin. This was now in the, mid-2000s. all the taxes were removed. So there is no tax to remove on the price of paraffin. So all that is there is the actual cost as well as just a bit of transport. So there's no tax at all on paraffin. So we can't even provide any relief. So what we have been tasked with now, we need to find a way. And we really are scratching our heads to say, but how do we do this in a transparent way that will not benefit any one company? And that, I think, is what we're challenged with there. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the DDG at the Department of Energy explaining that, because some people were concerned that, sure, this relief is great for motorists, for public transport users, and, of course, it helps because it avoids like really steep increases in the price of food and other commodities. But what about millions of people who rely on paraffin? So you can share your thoughts on that as well on 011-883-0702. What do you make of Helen Zille's Johannesburg mayoral campaign messaging? Because it's been rather interesting, and I wonder what your thoughts are from what you've observed so far. Because I think what they're trying to do with her campaign is get to the heart of young voters. At least I think so. Let me know what you think. You know, the tactics, for lack of a better word, that Zille's campaign employs often go viral. They're also funny, but they raise much bigger issues that Johannesburg residents have been faced with for a while now. So targeting this young generation makes sense, at least to me, because young people are the ones that are going to define the upcoming elections if we get them to register to vote. Because there are millions of them out there who are eligible to vote who haven't registered yet. So I would like to know from you if you relate with Helen Zille's campaign, or do you think and look at what she does as gimmicks? Here's what she's done recently. As you may have seen on social media, in the news as well, there's a pothole or a water leak in Douglasdale that had reportedly been there for over 3 years now. And it's now been fixed thanks to her intervention. It was fixed shortly after she, Helen Zille, visited the site and filmed a viral video of herself swimming in it. She literally had swimming costume. She had a swimming cap, snorkels, goggles, and she was swimming in this pothole. And that video quickly spread online, drawing their attention to the issue. And within a short space of time, the pothole was repaired. I mean, did it really have to take that video by Gogo Zille for the city of Johannesburg to spur up its efforts and go fix this, which has been a problem for that community for a while now? So are you moved by these kind of political tactics, if you will? Would something like this push you to vote differently, or do you focus on other things like long-term service delivery policy, maybe just track record? What actually influences your vote? Let me know your thoughts on that as well.
Clement Manyathela, streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
Hi, Clement. I hear the minister and why paraffin has not gone down, but they can still intervene by subsidizing it because it's the most poor who are the most affected when it comes to things like paraffin. So they can subsidize it and also get it down. So they cannot say they cannot intervene because it doesn't have a levy. They can subsidize.
Clemmy, môre man, Floris is so van Booster from the Western Cape. Clemmy, you're talking straight to my heart. Do you know what? I spoke with my wife last night and I said to her, these poor people always get talked off an afterthought. 11 rand something for paraffin. And this is the people's livelihoods. I am willing to throw in 1 liter less of petrol and donate the 23 rand to someone who uses paraffin. At least that person will have 2 liters of paraffin. Yeah, this is really sad. We're talking about Ubuntu, and this is how we treat the poorest of the poor. Have a good job, bye-bye.
Your voice,
Your station.
your open line
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela.
on 702.
Hi, Clement. This is Cynthia. Helen Zille is demonstrating, unfortunately, very vividly with these ponytail stuff and that you're calling the PR machine. She is demonstrating what can be done if people are just willing to do their jobs. She is holding people to account, but she's doing it physically, and it gives me such a fright. I never know whether she's going to fall into those potholes, into a sinkhole, and never emerge again. All for the love of Johannesburg and showing people it can be done. Look at Dada Marero. In 2 minutes, he had the place fixed up. That is shows just accountability. But unfortunately for her, she has to demonstrate it.
Good morning, Clement. This is Ngwadisi here. I think Helen Zille's campaign is just stating the obvious. I mean, in our communities, we've got potholes that are over 4 years. And we've reported, and nothing gets done. So, I mean, if it takes her to swim in it for them to fix it, I would love to invite her to come and swim by the one that's near my place, because they need to get fixed. I mean, the city doesn't fix anything. You report and they give you a reference number, and some of them drive in the same road. So I think she's just stating what we're all concerned about. Just a simple fix the potholes.
Yeah, look, Gogo Zille, please come swim in the potholes in our areas. Hey, maybe we should start like a hashtag, like hashtag Gogo Zille come this side. Yeah? And you take a picture of a pothole in your area and you just hashtag, you give her the street name. She's ready with her swimming costume. Give her the street name and hashtag Gogo Zille come this side. And if she comes swims in your pothole, in that water leak, whatever it is that you have faced in your community for so long, and the city has not been proactive enough to fix it, I bet you they will come running. I mean, the Johannesburg mayor went to where Helen Zille was swimming. Huh? Is that how we're going to get the city to be spurred to action? It's quite sad. But whether you like her or you hate her, this campaign that she's running, this PR machinery, the angle that they've taken with their campaign seems to be hitting at the hearts of people who are really, really frustrated. And I think it's also those young people that she's trying to get to, because I believe, right, when you look at the numbers, if we get young people to come out in their numbers to vote, those are the people that are going to define the upcoming elections. Martin, you are calling us from Chiawelo in Soweto. Good morning.
Morning, Clement. Yeah, I concur with Helen because it's exposing the failure of the African National Congress to bring service to us for the past 32 years. I really support Helen. You know, I'm residing in Cyril Ramaphosa South in Lot 11 Chiawelo. There is a project which was initiated in 2022, railroad transport. They spend about 30 million rand to refurbish a road next to the railway line. You know, yeah, you can go to Chiawelo Station, Clement. You'll see miracles there. There is actually, it's where Helen Zille was swimming on Saturday. That pothole is so huge. They dig the road and left it like that. I went to the councillor and complained to the councillor, trying to find answers. Why 30 million rand can we spend to the road which was already there, contracted by the previous regime? They dig that road and they that road. When it's raining there, people, we cannot walk to the train settlement. People who are selling vegetables there, they cannot sell because that water, that flooding water, because it's downstream. That's the water coming from not of Soweto. People are selling their products there. They just 30 million rand gone, and there's no one who's being held accountable.
Yeah, we need that accountability, Martin. It cannot be that you've got so much money that's spent and you don't see the actual work. So are you convinced by these tactics, for lack of a better word, employed by Helen Zille's campaign? Do you call them gimmicks that have no relevance? You don't relate to them? They have no tangible results? Well, some would argue that they do have tangible results because the city seems to be acting fast wherever Gogo Zille has passed, where she has done these videos to showcase just the lack of service delivery or just how deteriorating certain parts of the city are. They seem to be acting quickly to try and fix that. And hence I'm saying maybe what we need is to get Gogo Zille to come to our communities where we are dealing with potholes that have not been fixed for a while. Come swim in them, Gogo Zille. And hopefully, because it really seems like that's what really gets the city to respond, hopefully they'll come and fix it, eh?
Mr. Manyathela, what I can say about the Helen Zille video and the response it got from the Johannesburg government is that they can fix the city. They just don't care. Thank you.
Good morning, Clement. Based on what the DA has been doing in Western Cape, calling the Eastern Cape people refugees and all of that, that is the mindset from Helen Zille. Then secondly, she can do whatever she wants. The fact is, they only use black people as pedestals. If the DA can say, whenever they win any municipality, they must right now state under their own oath that because black people are the majority in this country, the leadership of those municipalities, the executive team, will have a minimum of 60% black people. Then I may consider even thinking of them. Otherwise, they just use black people as pedestals to get to the municipality, and after that, it is all white executives. That cannot stand. Thank you.
Good morning, Clement. This is KG from the East Rand. Well, I guess the campaign is effective. However, for me personally, for as long as the DA does not take seriously the race question here in South Africa and does not take social justice seriously here in South Africa, I'll never vote for them, Clement. Mmusi Maimane tried to confront this question when he was in a leadership position in the DA. But instead of the DA taking this question and actually internalizing it, they decided to take him out. So they should really consider and really think about these things. Thank you, Clement.
So what is it then that matters more to you? And I know we've had a bit of this conversation in the past when Helen Zille entered the race, because what I picked up on the open line when people were calling in is that there are people that don't necessarily like Helen Zille. There are people who don't necessarily like her, but who are calling and saying, to be honest with you, ideological differences are not my priority right now. What I care about in my city, in my area, is service delivery. I care about that more than the ideological differences I have with Helen Zille, which is why even people who were calling in when we discussed Helen Zille's campaign, when she announced that she's going to run for mayor of Johannesburg, there are people who called who said at national level they vote for the ANC, but in their own little suburbs and communities they vote for DA councillors because they have seen them in some of those areas respond well. Is that what's been your experience? And of course, people in Hammanskraal may have a different experience. There are people in other areas who've got DA councillors that may not necessarily be satisfied. But what I'm trying to get to is, what is of priority to you right now? When we talk about local government elections, people say, yeah, it's bread and butter issues, it's issues of service delivery. I actually think even with national elections, I think we're naive to think that, oh, people at national elections think about policy issues. Not really. In fact, a lot of people have not even read and understood fully the complement of policies of each political parties or the political parties they vote for. What they judge that party against is their service delivery. What is their delivery record? How am I being affected in my community? So, is it ideological differences? Is it what the party truly believes at policy level? What's at the heart of its policy? Or when you look at local government elections, you think about who's delivering and who's not. And that's what guides your conscience and your vote. Your calls after the latest and eyewitness news headlines on 011-883-0702. You can send your WhatsApps as well. 072-702-1702.
Your voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
25 minutes before 10 o'clock. This is the 702 open line. I've been asking you about how you feel about government's intervention regarding the fuel price. Yesterday, Treasury announced that it will temporarily slash the general fuel levy. So it will be reduced by 3 rands per litre between today and the 5th of May. So this reduces it to the levy for petrol from 4 rand 10 cents per litre to about 1 rand 10 cents per litre. But then, while we appreciate this relief that government has announced for motorists and public transport users, which helps avoid hikes in the price of food and other commodities, please spare a thought for millions of South Africans who will still need to fork out about 11 rands more a litre for illuminating paraffin. And some of you are responding to that on the WhatsApp line on 072-702-1702.
Hi, Clement. Regarding paraffin and the government intervening, we must just remember that anything the government does now, intervening, giving us cuts, we will pay for later, and we will pay more later. Anyway, thanks, Joe.
Clement, morning. Don't you just love it the way politicians say there's nothing they can do? There's plenty you can do, or unless they just can't think about it. Number one, you can reduce the cost, the input cost to paraffin. You can put have private companies that are making the paraffin or public companies that are making that. Make sure that the profit margins are not quite high on there. Set a standard for that. But when politicians tell you, hey, we've exhausted every option, there's nothing we can do, then you must know you're giving up hope on them.
Your voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
Good morning, Clement and the 702 lenders. We are not really moved by the gimmicks done by Helen Zille in Johannesburg. Look where the DA is governing, and look where service delivery is being done in the suburbs. That's why also that portal was in the suburbs. That's why she went there. Just look places where the poor live, or Khayelitsha and the other parts where black people live. She won't go there. In Cape Town, where they govern, she has never done all these gimmicks. So I'm not really moved. She's here to serve the rich who are living in the suburbs because they're paying rates and taxes.
Morning, Clement. I think the DA is just grandstanding and playing to the crowd here and the gallery, I think, because they've been running the Western Cape, including the Cape Town, for like more than 15 years, almost 20 years. So what do they do? Because it's literally the same thing. And in my part, I cannot just make a difference. I think DA is just grandstanding on this one.
Hi, Clement. It's Isaac here. What Zilla she's doing, we done that already. We put I did even send you Radio 702 how bad it's the road in Orange Farm. But those you don't recommend. But because it's Helen Zille, yeah, she's so special. And then she can get any vote because she's so special. I even send you the road in Orange Farm. How bad is it? It's a river, it's not a road. I send it here at Radio 702. But no one did even talk about it. I can resend it again. Thank you.
No, man. Like, that's not to say Zille is somehow special. By the way, Helen Zille didn't send us any video, my brother. I don't remember the video you've sent, but there are so many things that get sent. And isn't that precisely the point? The point is, as a citizen of Johannesburg, you have taken videos yourself. You've posted them out there showing the river on your street. It's supposed to be a pothole, but you, as you say, it's a river. And nothing is being done about that. Until a politician like Helen Zille comes and swims in it and creates a video that goes viral. I mean, the mayor of Johannesburg even went to this place that Helen Zille was swimming at. I mean, if that doesn't even give the DA political mileage, I don't know what else will. It's like the Gauteng, was it the Gauteng ANC that wanted to get Helen Zille's campaign or the DA to drop their ad about the premier of Gauteng and that comment about going to hotels to take a shower? The minute you even try and challenge that legally, you are keeping it alive, that public narrative. So is it really a smart move? Is it a smart move for even, and I'm talking politically speaking here, because even people who are mayors, who are working in government, they think in political lines as well. Politically speaking, do you think it actually works for Dada Morero to go to where Helen Zille was and say, okay, now we are going to fix it? You've just proven her point. You have just proven a point. So my response to you, my brother, is it's not that you are Helen Zille is special. That's why. No. She is a famous politician who's campaigning to be mayor in Johannesburg. She's using the issues that face you and many other citizens of this province, or of the city. She's using those issues to appeal to the administration that's in charge to do something about it. And in that way, she demonstrates that they are failing. She's going to bring about change. Whether you believe that or not, that's the campaign that she's running. And what I'm asking you this morning is, do you relate to that? Or do you think that's just gimmicks? Do you think about the ideology of a politician and their political party? Or do you think more about bread and butter issues? What is actually immediately affecting me right now? Semi, you calling us from Centurion. What are your thoughts? Hi.
Clement, now I don't buy into Helen Zille's gimmicks. I don't buy into Helen Zille's gimmicks, but in case, still, I will still vote for the DA. Why? Because the woman has proven herself. I mean, she won an award in 2008 as the best mayor in the world out of more than 200 mayors. That speaks to a record as a leader. So she can do all she wants. She can go to outer space. It will still not impress me. I'm still gonna vote for her, given a record. I'm looking at the person's record, and people are saying things like, "No, we won't vote for the DA because of the race issue." Clement, sure. Okay, fine. Look, we can talk about the ANC and say no, what. But let's look at the ANC. The ANC leaders themselves, they prefer to live in DA-run suburbs, right? You look at the issue of the surcharge in Ekuru Lane. I think it was in 2024, early 2025. ANC and EFF voted for that surcharge to be put in. DA and Action SA are the ones who opposed that surcharge because the people were not going to afford electricity. Let's look at who's got the best interest of citizens at heart and stop looking at these outdated ideologies and this is about race. Let's look at who's willing to deliver service and is delivering service. Sure, people are talking about where DA runs, there's no service in the townships. Well, that's not a DA issue. It's a worldwide issue, actually. Even if you go to places like USA, you'll find that in the townships, there's very poor service delivery. So we need to really look at the issue of why is it that in the townships there's poor service delivery? Because even if the agency is even worse,
you know,
doesn't deliver anywhere.
You raise such an important point, and this of course is not to say that the DA has, you know, a glorious track record, but you raise an important point about, because often people will say, yeah, but look at what the DA is doing in the Western Cape. Okay, sure, let's look at the other parties that are governing these metros. Like, what is the ANC doing in the townships in and around Gauteng? Like, are those townships well cared for? Are they well serviced? In fact, what I'm going to try to get, I once had a conversation on the show about, there were two different reports that I mentioned, and Zintle, please check if you can help me out with this. But they were comparing townships like Khayelitsha in the Western Cape to townships like even Alex here in Johannesburg.
Yes.
And they found out that even townships like Alex are worse off than townships like Abo Khayelitsha in the Western Cape. I need to find that report. I think there were two different institutions that sort of provided a report on that. The point here is, to your point, we speak about, oh, look at how the DA services townships in the Western Cape, but let's also look at how the ANC services townships here in Gauteng. What's their track record?
It's worse because you look at, my mother lives in actually I'm from Dobsonville. In Dobsonville is run by the ANC. The townships, the traffic lights from when I came in Dobsonville in 2002, there were traffic lights. Right now they are no longer there. And then, like, it's remorse in the where agency runs. They don't want to enforce. First of all, they don't want to enforce bylaws because why? They're going to lose jobs. They're going to lose votes. So you can criticize the DA only once, but let's look at where the agency governs. Agency doesn't deliver service for anyone. Sure, the DA, you can say they deliver in suburbs. Okay, fine, they deliver there. But agency, where does it deliver? It doesn't deliver anything.
But things say me, come on. I'm sure they do deliver in some way, just not to the satisfactory level of many or some South Africans. Hey, Semi in Centurion, thank you so much. Let me know what Semi is raising here. Let me know what you think of what he's raising, because when we talk about what's the DA's track record in the townships, in the Western Cape, do we talk about the ANC's record in other townships? Let's take Gauteng, for instance. And I'm not suggesting here that the DA has not abandoned, townships and doesn't respond in an equal amount of effort to how it responds to suburban issues in the Western Cape. I'm trying to figure out, are we fair enough to compare also the township life here in Gauteng? And maybe you live in a township. Maybe you have grown up in a township. Let me know how life was. How different was it? Did you pick up that there was completely no service delivery? Did you pick up that the ANC has actually managed to provide services and improve some of the townships in and around Gauteng? Let me know what your lived experience is, what your observation has been. 011-883-0702. More of your calls and WhatsApps after the break. 13 before 10.
Your voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
10 minutes before 10 o'clock. Tulani, you are in Centurion. Good morning.
Hi, Clement. How are you? I was going to say I would rather the DA any day than anybody from the ANC. And I'm not convinced, Clement. I remain unconvinced that the DA is actually indeed neglecting townships in the Western Cape. I'm yet to be convinced. Perhaps there's empirical observations and maybe evidence that people can put forward that indeed they are ignoring or neglecting townships in the Western Cape. But the reality of the matter is that in Johannesburg and where we live, at least the townships from which we come, we know for a fact that there was complete neglect. And I don't know who Tata Morero's PR team are. They should not have recorded whatever message that he did after they have fixed that thing. Because that has just backfired, quite honestly.
It was a political blunder.
It was a complete blunder and it has backfired badly. The braggadocio with which they speak is what annoys me. That's what annoys me about the ANC. Look at that nest that they had put at Ekurhuleni as a municipal manager, Miss Imogen Mashozi, I think it is her name. I mean, what has killed the ANC is that they have put people who are cadres, competent or incompetent, as long as you're a member of the ANC, you'll get a position. And I think that is what has killed them. So I'd rather Miss Helen Zille, Coco Zille, as you put it, than anybody who's going to come here and not deliver.
Okay, Tulani, braggadocio, what does that mean?
It's the arrogance with which people speak. It's braggadocio.
Oh, braggadocio. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, we learn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tulani. Thank you for a call. In Centurion. WhatsApps on 072-702-1702.
Morning, Clement. I just wanted to respond to one of the things you said about reports that were compiled by institutions comparing townships. I think what you need to be careful about is relying on stuff that is produced by DA-aligned sort of institutes. We know them, your race relations and IIR and others. They do this from time to time, and you have to be careful when you read such, because those things are biased. So I'm not saying it was a lie, but I'm saying look at the institution doing that and then compare. Thank one, Mitran.
Yeah, look, I do that. In fact, none of these two institutions I'm talking about were aligned in any way to the Democratic Alliance. I know the institutions you're talking about, because historically we've seen some kind of links between them and the organization. I will find them for you. And if it means we must maybe even have this chat on the Thursday dialogue tomorrow, I'm happy for us to do that. But I know two specific independent organizations. I'll find them for you. And hopefully if I do that before we wrap up the open, then I'll tell you what they are. They are independent institutions. They've gone and done research on the ground and looked and compared the different townships in the different provinces to figure out whether it is indeed true that where the DA governs, townships are forgotten and less service than where the ANC governs.
You know, Clement, all of these antics to scuba diving, I'm not moved by it. It's cute. You run a Mandani type campaign with APEC type money. But I'm not moved by it. Because every weekend in the province where her party has the majority, black and colored men are dying in gang shootouts, if not mass shootings. So now I'm not really worried about the holes in the road. I'm more worried about the holes in the black bodies that keep dropping every single day in her province. So she mustn't come here. Tell me something about safety that you can do. But pothole, we dodge those. Unfortunately, there are people who can't dodge bullets.
Yeah, you dodge potholes? You're so lucky. I don't know how much money I've spent just in the last 3 years fixing my tires and getting new tires because of how they were messed up by potholes. But I get a broader point you're raising about the issue of crime. Did you say Mandani campaign with APEC kind of money? I think that's a mismatch, my friend. Go and check out Mandani and his links to APEC. I don't know if you're going to fundamentally find the links, because in fact what he stands for, you could argue, is opposite to what APEC stands for. Check that out.
Good morning, Mr. Clement. Mr. Clement, can you please direct Coco Helen Zille to come to Davidton? Davidton, it's actually a dam when it rains. It's not a pothole, it's a dam. A lake, we call it the Gumbi Lake. Anyone who stays in Davidton will tell you about that place. No cars crosses that. Nothing goes there. Nothing. Please direct it to come there, Gumbi Street. Then after the graveyard, there's a dam there. We call it the Gumbi Dam. There where the taxi, they exchange passengers that goes to Mayfield. Others are going to the mall, Davidton Mall. I thank you.
Good morning, Clement and listeners. Clement, there is someone that says after everything is done and dusted, DA will have all white executives in those positions. And I was wondering how many white people are in the ANC's executive currently, or what matters? Is it a race issue or getting things done in the city?
Hi, Clement. I just heard a couple of callers speaking about the one said the DA uses black people as a pedestal, and the other said they are not interested in, social injustice and so forth and so forth. Unfortunately, while I agree with them, what choice do we have? We're talking about social justice. The ANC is perpetrating social injustice. So what choice do you have? At this point, we just want services to be delivered. Ideologies maybe can follow, but ANC is not delivering on ideologies. So what choices do we have?
Hi, Clement. Tabiso here. Clement, will forever be stuck in the race issue while there's no service delivery. Can't we wake up? It's time to deliver the services to the people. Let's discuss the race issue some other time, because that's what's been holding South Africa back. Race issue always. When it comes to service delivery, people will come with a race issue. It doesn't matter who's in power now, as long as we'll deliver the services to the people. That's the only thing that we want. And ANC is failing us. The same ANC that's standing for the black people is failing us. So what is it that we're looking for?
Mr. Clement, good morning. The tactic she's using is very good. I like it. And can she be a mayor already? So that she can deal with a lot of things that are happening and they are not good. You ask yourself about when last did you see? I don't even remember when last I saw the Pick It Up truck. The green truck from Pick It Up. I don't even know when last I saw it. And this shows exactly that this comrade, they've made sure that all the trucks from Pick It Up are broken so that they can put their favorite contractors. So, Gog Helen, please come and rescue us. Please come deal with it. There is potholes everywhere. Last one here.